Greetings, YouTube. I have been running around all day because it's my spring break and the colonoscopy is done. I rewarded myself by getting an oil change in my car. The best place to get that is around town, and by around town, I mean an hour away in a different town. And not that you care about this, but I found out I've been driving around for a month with a nail in my tire, which is always fun. Puts the FU in fun, actually. So, I was messaging at the car dealership while I waited for my tire to be patched, along with the usual stuff. And what do you know? When I looked at my messages, and I looked specifically at, as I start out, because this has been kind of an important thing given this month of Thronebreaker difficulty. When you think about the Spider-Verse and all the heroes and villains, I have been talking for years about how I want two heroes and villains, specifically from Spider-Man. Now, the hero part, Black Cat, showed up and that helped. But the villain part, easily, without question, even though I wasn't sure how they're going to do the animations. Speaking of Into the Spider-Verse and especially No Way Home, it's all about Shocker and Scorpion. And, I mean, not Shocker and Scorpion. Shocker and Sandman. Scorpion, of course, is an incredible villain in this game. So, Kabam came out on Pi Day with one of the most baller reveals of all time, where they have in this pie Shocker and Sandman. I mean, look at that thing. Although I just zoomed in on a video, so it's not gonna work. I mean, that's pretty amazing. What a reveal. And here's the thing. Even when champions are average, like, remember when Sentry came out for those you OGs? And everybody was like, Sentry's going to be Hyperion 30.0. And he was like Hyperion negative a million point oh. But a bunch of people went for him because they just cared about him from the comics. I was the same way when Gambit first came out. I was so excited because Gambit was by far my favorite X-Men. Mostly thanks to a combination of the Super Nintendo X-Men video games growing up and also the X-Men animated series, which is getting more episodes, thankfully. But anyhow, I was just overrun with excitement. And then Scorpion, like, he was both hyped and really, really, really freaking good. Like, Scorpion was a great combination of hype when it came to, like, how many people wanted him. 189 million was that first 6-star featured. I'm looking this up now. But also just excitement for the champion. And then, of course, Scorpions turned out to be arguably the best science champion in the game, which is wild. So, I mean, we know about these villains. These are actually people I care about because of the Spider-Man animated series, also from the 90s. We know that Shocker is both, in terms of, like, making me think of sort of a similar to Electro, I guess you could say. But also, he could just suck to fight, right? Like, imagine if Shocker and Sandman are just Battlegrounds badasses. Imagine if you're fighting them and they are like a mixture between Electro and Korg. Just to name a couple. I'm not saying it's going to happen because they could be trash. And then suddenly this video is going to age about as well as the video years ago on my channel when I talked about how this new phasing mechanic with Ghost was going to be horrible to face on defense, and Ghost was going to clearly be a great defender, and she was not at all. In my defense, though, I feel like I was ahead of my time because a couple years later, we know that Kitty Pryde came out, and her phasing can be really annoying on defense unless I'm the only person who's willing to admit that I've been knocked out because I've fought Kitty Pryde and gotten wrecked. I'm not afraid to admit that or ashamed to admit that. So this could change Battlegrounds. It's a combination of two champions that I think a lot of people no, and have been asking for years. And then on top of that, you have this Battlegrounds component that hasn't been around for very long, but could literally change people's decks. And like, imagine if Battlegrounds was around when Iron Man Infinity War came out, or even Korg, right? And suddenly the people who had them, you just didn't have enough experience. You would just lose. I'm thinking about what would happen if Battlegrounds was back when like 5-star Medusa and 5-star Magic ruled the world. That would have sucked. So we haven't really seen that too much so far. I guess you could kind of say that about Infamous Iron Doom, but he's been out for a while now. But this could change things. So I'm so excited. I am so intrigued. This could change Battlegrounds, or this could just be a huge letdown. Are you excited about it, YouTube? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.